Tonight, the City of Portsmouth is taking a former police officer to court, suing for thousands of dollars in advanced sick leave the city claims was never repaid.
The former officer, Mike Plessinger, says he doesn't owe the city any money and is raising new questions about where hundreds of hours of donated sick leave went that were supposed to go to him. And your side's Andy Fox now with the diagnosis and the dispute that followed. Andy?
Tom and Anita, Mike Plessinger doesn't think it's Portsmouth money because he thought, and many others agree, that he was supported during his dark days battling cancer with donated sick leave from fellow officers. And it all began back in June 2008 when Plessinger thought it was the beginning of the end.
They gave me a 30% chance to live, and they found a softball-sized tumor.
The Portsmouth police family rallied around Officer Mike Plessinger. Fundraisers, cops cutting their hair to show solidarity. Former interim Assistant Portsmouth Police Chief Garrett Shelton.
Chief Corvello and I had a conversation about being able to do something for the officer.
Shelton says he worked with the Department of Human Resource Management, setting up a sick leave donation program specifically for Plessinger. As you can see from these statements, the police family responded by donating sick leave hours to Mike.
Again, I'm in a ICU oncology unit.
Mike says he was worried about health, family, just living when he signed this advanced sick leave reimbursement agreement.
The whole purpose of that, of course, was the buffer between the time that I run out of sick leave and the donation bank kicks in.
It now appears the officers donated sick leave never went to Plessinger, and the city now claims there was no evidence any was ever donated. When Mike initiated and signed this agreement, he was advanced his own future sick leave, not the donated sick leave, as he and Shelton thought.
I was sickened. He has got donations, clearly donations that are coming to him, and he is signing an agreement. It's allowing me to get what was donated to me.
For his year-long recovery through 2008 and 2009, Plessinger thought he was being paid with donated sick leave. The problem with that, after he returns to work, the city starts deducting 4 hours of his own sick leave each month. For the city, there was no donated sick leave from anyone.
Now, certainly you should have known that they were giving you 4 less hours, right?
Maybe I should have.
The reimbursement agreement also requires any unpaid amount will be deducted from my final paycheck. If it does not fully cover this obligation, I will enter into an installment note agreement, not to exceed 6 months. But the city failed to alert Plessinger of this as he was resigning from the police force for a new sheriff's deputy position in York County.
Yes, I should have been told during my exit interview process, which was not done.
Once again, when Plessinger leaves Portsmouth in August 2011, he says he has no idea he owes anything. So you can imagine his shock when almost 6 years later, in May 2016, he gets this letter from Portsmouth claiming he owes almost $11,000.
I fell over. I read it and I thought this was a mistake.
We wanted to know from Portsmouth City Attorney Solomon Ashby why it took so long to notify Plessinger.
The city's not going to comment outside of the court.
Portsmouth City Treasurer Jimmy Williams' office will prosecute the Plessinger case.
That'll be presented in court.
But here's the bigger question. Where is all this donated sick leave from the Portsmouth police family?
No idea.
Great question. I don't know where it's at.
Oh, I think that this is one of the most deplorable actions that I've seen when I was there and since I've left.
Shelton and the Brotherhood donated their own sick leave that apparently disappeared, he says, to the benefit of the city of Portsmouth.
I never saw an hour come back to me of anything I donated. So my question is, if you received my time back in payment, did you repay me?
Shelton thinks the city of Portsmouth has opened up a can of worms, and both sides are set to battle this out in court July 18th. A judge will also have to decide whether the statute of limitations has expired and what happened in the case of the missing donated sick leave. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.